Hello guys, today I want to show you how to model this nice Kelvin unit cell in Solidworks. So let's begin. We start with the polygon at the origin. We'll give it a general dimension, let's say 100. Just make it fully constrained. Now we're going to make a block out of it. I'm going to choose to put origin of the block to the origin of the model. Exit the sketch. And here we can select the block now. Some of my menus are actually not captured, so sometimes if I right click you don't see my menu. But I will explain you what's going on. So here I'm selecting a 3D sketch and I'm actually copying the block with Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. And now I can paste it as many times as I can, as I like. So now I'm gonna connect the edges or the corners of the polygons together. So you see it's like because of the blocks, it acts like an assembly. So you can connect the endpoints. And to form basically the shape of the cell. Now I'm going to select basically the points and connect them, and I'm trying to form a rectangle or square in between these polygons. You might miss a constraint creation, but I'm actually using a flyout menu, which is not actually recorded in the video. So that's how those constraints are made. Now I'm going to switch back when the complete cell is already made. So a couple more sections are still to be added. As you can see, I'm still using the same technique to connect the dots. So now the cell is complete. I'm going to make a line, diagonal line. I'll turn it to construction line and I'll put it in the middle of the model origin. So when the skeleton of the cell is completed, now I'm going to use again 3D Sketch to actually project the individual edges and use a sweep to sweep cylinders over those projected edges. So I also made a equation, variable, which will then allow me to make all these cylinders same size. I'm only selecting basically the open loop and then selecting my variable. I will not want to merge it. So you'll see now I have two cylinders made. And again, I'm gonna create 3D sketch, project the edge of the skeleton, and use again the sweep, and also use a variable I created before. So remember, you should not merge those cylinders together. So you can see we're forming the corner of the cell. The next step will be to create basically the sphere in the intersection point of those cylinders. So now I'm gonna split basically the circle in half and delete one half of it, and then basically revolve it around this vertical line. I'm selecting this line, and then I'm selecting the contour. And again, don't merge it. Well, in this case you can merge it just to see the result. So it's nice and tangent to basically all these cylinders. So you don't have to create any additional surfaces whatsoever. I'm gonna add a fillet of 5 millimeters just to show you the transition. See, if you now switch off edge to edgeless mode, you can see how nicely edges are, or the cylinders are transitioning between each other. So the next step is then is actually to mirror it. So you see I'm mirroring again around the front plane, and I'm actually directly joining this bodies together. As you can see, this is how quickly you can make the rest of the model without actually sweeping those edges. It's the same goes for the bottom part, so it's mirror against or mirror around the top plane. And now we need to interconnect parts. I'm actually switched back to I moved history line up, and I'm using different method now to basically to make it work. So what I do, I'll copy the whole body I made before, the corner, and I'm using move copy body command to actually align this new body to the skeleton. And I'm gonna use constraints here. So this will be a concentric relation and another concentric relation to another edge. And actually this constraint is not relevant, but just in case we can make it the point coincident or placed on the end of the cylinder. So here what I'm doing actually, I'm selecting not to connect all those cylinders and circles and actually the sphere together, because this way it will be easier to or more flexible to actually to mirror individual components and then actually connect everything in one command. So now I'm gonna basically do the same, but you can see I'm deleting constraints, and I'm gonna do a different approach, basically now moving all four instead of one body, four bodies now, because they're not merged. I'm gonna use again constraints, and then it will be exactly the same as before. So flip the mate and add concentric relationship, and I will do the same for the other one. Concentric to the edge, add, and endpoint on surface, add, and that's it. Three constraints are enough. Now I can move actually one of the spheres. Now not with constraints, but just from point to point. I'm going to select one point and then destination point, then click OK. You see, this way I can easily copy elements of the cell from one point to the other in the skeleton. I'm going to mirror against around right plane. Select bodies which I want to mirror. I'm not merging them. Let's do the same around front plane. You can use filter here if you want, but I'm just clicking one by one. It's also not that difficult. That's it. So now we need to copy cylinders which are actually which you cannot actually mirror. Now you need to project, because we don't have a plane there. So in order not to make that plane, let's first finish mirroring against the top plane. Yes. Here I want to create additional axes, because some elements, as I said, we cannot mirror, but we're just going to actually select them and rotate them around this axis, and this will be a pattern. So we need those cylinders which are actually forming the square. So this one, and the sphere. And now I'm going to choose the angle. So now I'm just moving it by the arrows. So see, I need here 90 degrees rotation to get to the right spot. Yes. Then I'm basically doing again the same for the other side. So I'm selecting bodies, spheres, cylinder, and then 90 degrees. Accept it. Now we can mirror it again against the front plane, selecting bodies, selecting newly created cylinders and spheres on both sides. Correct. And now we can basically do the same, mirror the missing cylinder and spheres. And again, I'm going to use the top part, top square bodies, to mirror it on the bottom. Now almost there. What is left is basically two cross cylinders, which we're gonna basically copy from point to point. I'm selecting origin point and destination point. Copy. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Select the body, select origin point, and select destination point. Yes. Now we're gonna join everything in one solid. So for that we use combine command, and then from the tree we just select all the bodies in the model and say confirm. So now you have completed cell. That's how it looks without edges. So we still need to do some tweaking and actually adding additional features, which is fillets. So I'm going to show you only several fillets I made, and the rest you can actually do it yourself. We confirm it, and here's how the final result looks like with all the fillets added to the model. And this is how it looks without